and we're going to tag team and really focus on onboarding, why it's important, and the very basics of what we do to get a strong start here. So I live in Southern California, for those of you who don't know me, and I have been with the Warrior Movement for over 3 years now. I achieved officer because we had amazing coaching, training, and I was hungry and willing. And I did some uncomfortable things, and it was fantastic to achieve officer. And like you, I'm here ready to learn and help other people along the way. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to highlight somebody today. We have a guest, a guest speaker, and we're all brand partners here. And if you are here, you have been sponsored by somebody, and that person hopefully knows about the system. And if they don't, that's what we're here for. We're here to look at the system, know the system, so that it can help us feel strong and confident on how we can onboard and how we can help others onboard. And when we have the solid foundation down, it's going to help us duplicate that into the team. And we call that bake it into the culture. And so, so I am so excited to interview a Dr. Jody. I don't know Dr. Jody at all, but yes, Becky, come on with us. Come on, highlight you too, just in case you need to chime in. And she's pulling the strings behind the scenes. So thank you so much for doing that.
No
but
problem.
we're
We
here.
had a couple minutes delay. It wasn't working. So
oh, we can't even tell.
Figure out. So now we're live in the Warrior Movement Facebook group. So for those that are watching the replay, you're jumping in midway.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I didn't know. I thought we were live all the time. So,
that's why you come on live, right? So you can catch everything.
That's right. You missed all the good stuff. The warm and fuzzies. So anyway, so we're here on Fast Start, and Fast Start is to get started strong. And Dr. Jody, I don't know much about you, but I was super excited to learn that what I do know is you're new and you're doing the do and you're having great success. So like me, who doesn't know much about you, I love to learn where people are starting from. It gives us kind of a glimpse into, could that be us? Or could it be a future teammate of ours? And while we all have our own story and we all have our own beginning, don't compare yourself. I strongly urge you to not compare yourself to our Dr. Jody here, but knowing you have success, just share with us a little bit where you're coming from. And real quick, I want to give this little insight. As you're growing your team and you're hearing Dr. Jody's story, think about maybe somebody that you're talking to or that you would like to talk to who can relate to her story. Because as we learn about Dr. Jody, we can be in a conversation and we can say, oh my gosh, I know a woman, Dr. Jody, and she's like you because she blah, 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 whatever she's going to share with us. So think about her story and possibly who it can relate to in your life or in your future team. And so Jody, tell us, first of all, where are you located?
So right now I'm in Navarre Beach, Florida. We recently relocated here from the Midwest, and we're kind of in a season of fun and adventure, which one thing I love about this business is wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, you do it. You have your device, you have your connections with everybody like this. And so right now we're in Navarre Beach. We're considering a move to Naples. We just kind of want to explore in this season. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do this business from anywhere.
Thank you for that insight. And you're a doctor, so tell us a little bit, what do you do when you're not doing Partner Co?
So I am a traditional naturopath, a board certified doctor of natural health. And my husband and I partner together in another business. My passion is spirit, soul, and body, working with people just to really, the word is wholeness. because if any one of those is out of balance, we're less than whole, right? And that wholeness is what just really makes us feel well. So that is my passion. And I work with people individually, but I'm finding, to be honest with you, in this business, I have such a desire to share what we have that, and I believe in it so much, and I'll share a little bit about that if that's okay. But I am finding that I'm coaching people and working with clients, versus charging them and setting appointments and all of these things, which I've done off and on for years. There's a very organic help that's happening right now as I have conversations with people around these products. And I'm having consultations with people at no charge just to bring them into what we have because it's so good. So that's what I do. I love people into wholeness.
Okay, I love it. I too am into health and wellness outside of Partner Co. So, yeah, so share with us though, because I know as a business owner here and a business owner outside of here, time is of the essence. So, what have you done recently? So you've achieved 10 and 2. Am I correct? You've achieved 10 and 2, and how long have you been with Partner Co.?
So I was looking back to make sure I got my date right. I came in on the 18th of June.
Wow.
And it took me a couple of days. I remember Dr. Laurette shared this with me. And when I knew that I wanted to be connected with her in an opportunity, and I don't know, maybe there's some people listening or watching who you've tried this a bunch of times, right? Business wise. I love products and I love to help people, but finding the right team and the right company has been very hard for me. And so, I would get on with a company and share a product, but never really get into the building side. I'm like, okay, I really like this product, but I don't feel the energy, the synergy, the desire, the want to, just that unction, that intuition, that thing that drives you, right? That motivates you to do it. I didn't have it. And there were wonderful people, good products, good companies, but I just never found it. So I would offer the products, but never build. And when I saw this product, I trust Dr. Laurette. I know her history in the Lord. I know her longevity. When she builds something, it's steady and stable, right? And so I ran across the product, and I told Dr. Laurette and James initially, I was like, I'm going to take some time. I'm not sure I want to build based on past experience. And then when I connected with them, I think it was like day one after connecting with them in a chat, didn't have a conversation in real time, didn't have a Zoom face to face. It was just a chat on Messenger, which these Messenger chats are anointed, people. Like there is so much goodness in these chats. The very next morning, I was like, okay, I'm in. And when I decided to get in June 18th, it still was a couple of days, my schedule, busy, 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 right? And Dr. Laurette says we're not busy. That's we are doing the Lord's work. God gives us time to do everything we're doing. So I was struggling with that on the front end. I was like, how am I going to work this into my current schedule, life plan, et cetera? This system, when I saw it, whatever the first 5 steps were that get you acclimated to the business, connected, making sure you know where everything is. I did that. I took the time, I did that. And it was so easy. I had a desire to, it was something stirring in me. And I'm talking to a lot of people who are feeling it, just a desire to be here. And if you don't have that, it's hard no matter what you're doing. So I did have that. But once I walked through those first 5 steps, I said, I'm doing this launch plan. I love these people. I love this system. I'm giving it everything I have for 7 days. I'm doing everything by the book. Whatever they tell me to do, I'm doing. And I didn't even have the products in me yet.
Right.
But I have known for years, if you don't have a story, you can use someone else's if you believe in it. And so I did. I launched the system. First week, I think I had around 30 prospects. And this is not me tapping my warm market. This is not me calling everybody in my family, reaching out to everybody I know. This is people asking me for information, doing the engagement sandwich, which is amazing. Where has that been? I mean, that's just incredible. And so all the prospects, I mean, they were sending me messages. They were asking me for information. As of tonight, I had 70 prospects in 3 weeks because give or take the first few days and the 4th of July, we were out of town for several days. 3 weeks of working this business, the first 7-day launch, really giving myself to it. Everything else has been the overflow of that 7-day launch and occasional posting. But I have 70 prospects. I have 9 partners already, and I have 10 customers.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
have almost as many partners as you have customers.
I do. Yeah.
And so share with us a little bit. So I have, teammates who I hear from and they're like, man, I just don't know how to just like finalize it. So people are coming to you and they're asking for information. What do you feel? What do you feel when they come to you? Walk us through what you're doing.
That's a great question. So I grew up in a household where my stepdad told me the fortune is in the follow-up and bashful is broke. So I do what the system, I use boards, which is incredible.
We're going to review it.
Once you get familiar with that, that is a wonderful tool. The information in there is so good. I have just tweaked, to have my voice in the conversation, tweaked what's in boards a little bit. Not much. I'm talking like 1 or 2 words here or there, right? It's 99% what's already there. But I've used the system in boards, the machine, all of the things. But I have a list that I have a free CRM that I downloaded just because I know I want to track names and I want to follow up with people. So I go into that list every day and I just hit a handful of people and I follow up. Hey, have you had a chance to watch the video? Can I answer any questions for you? And I am one who also very clearly says to every single person, and this may or may not be for everyone, but I say, I will walk with you on this journey and I will help you any way I can. Because you're talking about people who want to change their lives. And a lot of times they don't even know how to put one foot in front of the other to get started. So the thought of doing it by themselves is overwhelming. I really believe when we offer that servant-hearted access to, friendship, fellowship, relationship, partnership, it changes everything. And so if I still don't hear I've had one person say, I'm not interested at this time. And you just, I lovingly say, okay, thank you. And if you need anything, I'm here. But everyone else, I just follow up. I continue. I keep notes in my CRM, just little notes. So-and-so said, I had one guy that was going on vacation. He said, I really want to do this and I want to be a partner. He was a former pharmaceutical rep. And I said, you need to come over to the bright side, the light side. Just, we have good things too. And so he said, call me on the 8th. And I made a note and I did. So I would say, relationship, letting them know that you're there for them, not being pushy, but steady and consistent. And then just following up. I had several I've followed up 3 or 4 times and they're still saying, I want to look into it more. I want to know more. They're not saying no. So I think that's the biggest thing is following up and relationship, building that relationship.
Yes. And they say this is a relationship business. It sounds to me in summary, you're using the system, putting your own personal spin on it, definitely showing that you care and that this is something that you're linking arms with them. And so that is your business. You are treating it like your business. And I really like that because boards is fantastic. It's going to tell us the theory of what to say and really help navigate us through the pipeline, through the system, through the conversation. But really, it's about partnering with them. And so you emulated that so well. And that's probably why you have 9 partners in your first 3 weeks. So
one of the things that I noticed about you, Dr. Jody, is you really believe in the product and in helping people. And I think this is a huge no. So for everyone that's listening, I really want you to think about it, because the tactics are very simple, right? A couple scripts, you say this, they ask this, you answer it. Like, it's not complicated. It's not rocket science. But the problem is most people have a mental struggle. Most people, when people are asking a question, they automatically think their prospect is negative. When someone says, how much is it? Or can I take it with medication? They get scared. They're like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna like the products. They're not gonna want it. They're gonna think it's too expensive. And you start going into this path of this negative mindset, and you're just attracting it, right? So you really, really have to like truly believe what you're offering. And that's why building belief is so important, and being immersed is so important, because if you hear the type of stories that people are like transformations that people are having, you can't even close your mouth. It's like you have to tell people about it, because I remember on Monday's call, Dr. Jody, you shared a couple stories about, like, I think it was your clients, right? Like your customers and the results that they were getting. It's like, when you hear that type of story, it's like, how can you not? And you mentioned this, that you didn't even get your product yet, but you were already sharing, you already believed in the products and what it's doing, because there's literally 13 years of testimonials and millions of bottles sold already. So this is not a new thing, right? Literally millions of lives have been transformed with this product, and now we get the opportunity, so it's like, I feel a sense of responsibility and duty to share with people that really need help, right? And I that's what I'm taking notes from you, because I feel like that's your mindset. And that's why you don't worry about following up with people. You don't think you're bothering them, because you're like, I'm saving your life. Like, I'm helping you get rid of the medication, helping you with better quality of life. And these are all things that people want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, Becky. And I agree 100% with everything you're saying. If I could formulate a product, I did say it last night, but this is what I've been looking for. And I've looked for years, and prayed. And to the point that I told my husband, if I could formulate it, would be it. This. Now that I know what I know, I've been like, oh, what is it? What is the perfect synergy of ingredients? What is that combination that unlocks and gets people unstuck? And so I absolutely believe in it. I'm so grateful for it.
So
something literally one step from manager, right? Already. So I'm super excited. Congratulations on all of your success.
Yes, for congratulations. And another thing I take from this, as being a person who was scared before to talk to people, especially if they had doctor in front of their name, I now can use this as more of a powerful position. So we have doctors coming and partnering with us, doctors of homeopathic or holistic wellness who are partnering with us because they believe in the product. So I really want to make sure that you guys, we're not only sharing testimonies, she's counting on and relying and rooting for all the stories and testimonies that have happened for the past 13 years about the drops. And we can do the same for her story, and we can use her story about making this credible to partner with us. So I just wanted to share that perspective, because I think that's very powerful. I'm in the thick of a lot of conversations with other wellness entrepreneurs. And so hearing from you helps give me another story to talk about. So thank you for sharing, and for your courage and belief. Congratulations on all that you've achieved. You're going to be walking. Are you going to PXP?
I hope so.
Okay. You're right there in Florida.
No, I know. Yes, we're
Okay.
in the transition, but I hope so. I hope.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. So what I'm going to do is just take us through the system. And what I liked about her story is she went through the first 5 steps, and it's like it just ingrained in her. She was ready to take hold. And what I've heard Angie say as well, when you're in there and you're setting up your smart link and you're doing the 5 steps that I'm about to just go through real briefly, you start to feel like you're part of something and it's real and it's happening. So let me go ahead and share my screen to make sure that whoever onboarded you, excuse me, whoever brought you into our Partner Co family, they should have access to this. And now you should have access to this. This is the Warrior Movement boards, and these are the different folders. And I'm going to go straight to, so anytime you onboard a new brand partner, or you as a new brand partner, you go into the links that we have, and there's something called brand partner onboarding. So I have a few teammates that when they first started, we did have this onboarding system, but they were ill or they were traveling or just life was just lifing, and they didn't get a chance to do the onboarding the way it would have been ideal to. And that happens. That's going to happen. But that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean they can't onboard, and that doesn't mean you can't start. So if right now you're learning about it, this is your chance. We're going to go to brand partner onboarding.
And I just want to mention that folder is all the links for the machine, and it's for reference. And what I mean by that is if you lost this link, and because it got lost, you got a new phone or you close your browser and you don't remember, you can go back here to be able to reference. But that's not the initial link that you should have received as a new brand partner. Okay, so when you go to the message scripts, which I'll go over in a little bit, all of us, so it depends on who you are, right? Like you might be brand new and maybe you haven't even started this journey, right? You should have received a link from your sponsor or whoever signed you up. And it's the /start link. And that link is really important because it gets you to put in your information. So if you scroll down a little bit, there is a message script where it says after they purchased and joined the business, what do they do? Okay, so literally it says after they join, this is what you say to them. And again, you can make it your own, but the link is here. This is super, super important. And that's why people are confused about the order, because we're not following the actual order, right? So if you look at that folder, you're like, there's like 10 different links. How do you know what to look at, right? But that's just for reference. Like later on, if you like lost the link, you can go back to it. But this is the link that it's the opt-in page for brand new people, whether they're a customer or a brand partner. So if you see in this link, when you send it to them, it will actually ask them, are you starting with us as a customer or as a brand partner? So if they're a brand partner, they will click on brand partner, and then it will lead them to that 5-step links page that Tami just pulled out. So now you can go back, Tami, to that links page. Now, if you've already entered your information in here, this is the link that the links page is where you're going to see. And that's something that I'll suggest bookmarking it. Or if not, you can go back to that machine folder where you can reference it. Because, let's say if you lost it and you just want to reference it, I personally bookmark it in my browser on my phone so I can easily get to it. So once you go to that link, and this is where the onboarding 5 steps that Dr. Jody was talking about.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad you clarified that. So, so this is a welcome video, and this is to congratulate you for being here, make you know, get you familiar with the system. We're called the Warrior Movement. And here's the first 5 steps that Dr. Jody was referring to, that she said, oh my gosh, I got started and I felt so good about it. So number 1 is getting plugged in. This is so important because these are different access channels and they all have their own purpose. So we connect in many different ways. As Partner Co brand partners, we're connecting with people who are interested in products and the business. So we need to know what events are happening. This is an announcement channel. It's going to announce. I don't know if you guys have ever had teammates that are like, "Can you send me the link? Are there any calls for tonight?" You want to emphasize, this is where they go. I still get those messages and I still refer them. Make sure you have access to the this Telegram announcement channel. This is our business.
Sorry, let me just add one more thing about one of the things that I'll highly recommend. So if you are someone that is brand new and you haven't seen this yet, okay, your homework today is to go to the wellness360.community/start page, enter your information, and do these 5 steps. It's only going to take you 30 minutes. Okay, so it's not going to take forever. It just focused energy, right? And if you have questions, you can ask in a team support chat. And that's what Dr. Jody was referring to. Like we're always there to support you, right? Like even if your sponsor is not available, the person that signed you up is not available, or your mentor is not available, there's other people in the group that can help you, right? And if you've been around, okay, if you've been here and you're like, oh, I've seen this, okay, I really hope you're taking notes on, is there anything that I'm missing? Is there anything that I didn't do? Because a lot of times, let's be honest, like we read through something once and we only retain like 50%. And then 2 days later, we forget like 90% of it, right? So it takes some repetition. That's why Fast Start, we're constantly repeating the same thing, because the fundamentals are literally what's going to help you build that strong foundation. So use these opportunities. And I'm so glad you guys are here, because as you're hearing this, literally through osmosis over and over and over again, it's going to become second nature. You're going to realize one day you have a team of 100 and everybody's asking questions and you're the go-to person. How is that some people, when you ask the question, to Tami, let's say, and Tami's like, oh, it's here. How does she know all this? It's not because she's smarter than you. It's just because she's immersed, right? And she's heard it over and over. She's done it over and over. So it's like brushing your teeth, like washing your face in the morning, like, or driving home from work. Like you've done it so many times, it becomes second nature. Okay. So if you're, newer in the business and you're a little overwhelmed, you're like, oh, there's so many things, I'm so confused. Just give yourself some time. It's just because you're not familiar with it yet. Right? Once it becomes second nature, it's literally effortless. And I want you guys to all imagine, okay, to be able to, and honestly, we've all done harder things. If you're a mom, you raising a kid, you've done harder things. If you're, you became like a doctor or advanced in your job, like you've done harder things. If you read a textbook of 300 pages, like you've done harder things. This is not hard. It's just different and you're not used to it. So really pay attention to the details, because once again, once it becomes second nature, it's going to be effortless. Okay. So you want to get so good where every time someone asks you a question, you know exactly where to find things, because it's all there, right? The tools are all there.
Thank you. And it does become more familiar. We also have another way that you want to connect. You want to make sure you're in the warrior movement. This is the business community. This is a Facebook group, and that's for business partners, brand partners only. And that's where we can celebrate all of our wins. And believe me, when you have a teammate, you want to celebrate their wins. So you want to be in there and you want to help them be celebrated. So this is a community that really helps build our culture of winning, supporting, and believing in each other. And you're going to join it right here. And it's only for brand partners. So it's very exclusive to all of us here. You can also ask questions to other brand partners. However, there is this team support. We added this team support channel over here. It's a Telegram channel, and it's newer. And we developed it because we wanted one stream, one location where people can ask questions and get references and have a resource for quick Q&As. Or if there's confusion, we'll be able to answer it in one spot. So I skipped over this for a minute, but this is for brand partners only as well. And it's so good for supporting our teammates. Imagine, I always love when Becky says, imagine you have 100 teammates. And when you do, you can't be on the phone answering their questions at all times. So add value to this as you're new, you're going to be asking. As you start to get familiar with the answers and you know things and you got some answers under your belt, contribute to the answers when you can, because those are going to be your future teammates as well. So that's our team support Telegram channel over here. And then this community is the wellness community. It's for customers and it is a Facebook group as well. And you want your people in this group. You want your friends, your family, people who've ever asked you questions, people who are curious, people who are on their own wellness journey. Okay, so even if they're like, no, not right now, I'm not interested, but I'm, got my own wellness journey, invite them so that they can feel supported on their wellness journey or learn some tips and tricks about how to help them. It's not exclusive, it is all inclusive, and we want people to be encouraged in their wellness journey. We want people to maybe be sparked by something that somebody says about another product that they can be introduced to naturally. And that group, Wellness 360, is there for all things exposure to our products and our wellness potential. So you want to add anything on those four?
I love that. And so for those of you who are listening, I want you to think, who on my team are not a part of these channels yet? Okay, because we all have people that join the business and maybe you send the onboarding steps, but they haven't done this yet, right? If they're not plugged in, it's 100% up to you to make sure that they're successful. And you're the one that has to literally tell them every single time when there's a training or when there is an event, right? So again, think from the perspective of running a global business with thousands of teammates. How do you scale your business with the limited amount of time that, because we all have other things to do, is to really utilize the tools. We've seen so many times already as is that people that are in our wellness community, the Wellness 360 community, people literally asking like, how do I purchase? I need more information on Renew, right? We literally have people we literally hired people to post in Wellness 360 on content on Renew right now because we're doing a campaign to constantly expose, right? So the more you're involved, right, the more you're sharing your wellness wins, your transformation stories, the more your prospects are seeing that as well, right? So then they're popping up because let's say if they're like, oh, I know Shelia, that's my friend. And then she posted a story about either a client or her personal story on her transformation. She's going to be like, oh, I want to read what Shelia posted, right? So that's how you kind of like indirectly drip on them and market, right, without being annoying. So
yeah, it's definitely motivating to share your own wins, knowing you have your people in there. I like that. So further down is a little bit more organization. This is because Becky is so organized. I used to look at this all the time, but now I know what the system is. But if you're new and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to plan my week, I don't know how I can plug into all the calls. If you click on these, it will give you just another view of what to expect on our regular calendared events. So different Zoom calls that we have on a regular basis. This is how to look at it. It's also going to be posted in our announcement channel. But if you want to kind of plan your schedule, around what trainings you're going to be able to attend around your current schedule, this is a way to go in and kind of plan ahead. So we're going to click on I did it. It's going to lead us to step 2. This video is super quick. It's under 3 minutes. So just hear a quick little blip. If you didn't have a chance to do it, it's worth hearing. There may be something in there that you just missed, because if you think it's just all right here down here, like Becky said, this may be where you find a little missed nugget. So
can do, Tami, is because recently we've been getting a lot of questions on creating a smart link. And so I actually want to share with you guys just really quick on, I mean, if you scroll down into this page, there's literally tutorials that shows you step by step on how to create a smart link for customers and partners in different countries. Literally everything is covered, but there might be like little steps that we miss, right? So can I share my screen, Tami?
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll just create a quick one for you guys because I want to show you guys how simple it really is. Like it's not, it's again, it's only complicated because we don't know it, right? So you just have to shift your mindset a little bit and think about from the perspective of, okay, like I just need to follow the steps. So get really good at following instructions. That's what I'm trying to say. So in the video, it tells you how to access to creating your smart link through your Share app. Okay, Share app is the app that corporate hosted that has all the tools for us. But you can also, if you don't have the Share app or if you have issues logging in, you can also access it through your office or through literally the partner.co shop website. Okay, so what I do is I have it here literally bookmarked a website for the shopping cart and a website for my office. So then I can see it all the time. And when you go through the Share app, it will literally lead you to this main like office. So when you log into your office, it will show you the dashboard and you can enroll a brand partner or you can shop. And the shop area is where you create a smart link for customers. Okay. So, and you can also do this through your shopping cart. So if you just go to partner.co and then make sure you're logged in, and the way you make sure that you're logged in is on the top right-hand corner. And you can do this on mobile too. It just might be a little different area. Just click around, right? And then read and see what it says. Make sure you're logged in. And the way you know you're logged in is it will say your name. It will say welcome back and your name. Okay. If this one has a cross on the on top, that means it's signed into someone's account, which is good. So you want to make sure it's signed into yours. And then under office, when you hover over, it's the same thing. You can enroll a brand partner or enroll a preferred customer. Okay, so these are literally the same steps. So let's say if we want to enroll a brand partner and you click on the enroll, it will go into the enrollment flow and a process. And literally what you're doing here is you're just clicking next until you want to customize the package. So welcome to Partner Co. Next, you just follow the steps, right? Make sure this is your sponsor. If it's you, right? Make sure it's you. And then click on next, right? A placement, just leave it default so you can, the video also talks about the different types of placement. If you don't know, just leave it default and then you can always go back to it later. You can confirm this and then it automatically asks to a business tool. So it's literally like next, 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 right? So it literally helps you with all that process. I already have an order in here that that we were working on, so that's why you see it here. But if it's your first time doing it, you're not going to see this. You'll see like just the digital business tool toolkit. So now at this step, okay, is very important because you can now create a smart link and be able to customize the product. So let's say if you don't want the existing product, you can click on the smart link, and then here it will say search for product. And this is where you can add in whatever products you want for your customer if they don't want the preset packages. Okay, so let's say if I want to type elite, because I want this person to get an elite, and then I just add in here and then confirm it. And then at the bottom, generate link. So that's literally how simple it is. It doesn't take super long, but play around with it, right? And whenever you run into an issue, if you have like, you know, technical problems, take a screenshot of where you're at and then ask, you know, you can either send it in the chat room. So then we know exactly what problem you're having and then we'll be able to help you resolve it. Because sometimes there is technical issues, like maybe something wrong with your account or, you know, whatnot. So that will really help us. But having these smart links ready is going to be super important because you're like once you launch, we expect that you get customers or brand partners, right? So that's what I want to go over really quick, Tami. We don't have to go over the rest of the 5 steps. We can just jump over to step 5 if you want to.
Okay. Okay, let's see. We did it. Actually, I want to go here to step 5, making our first post. We're going to be going here. This is where they have us go into boards. And the reason why this part is so important is because what is boards used for? Boards is used to help us navigate a conversation so that we can feel confident in giving information that we may not know because we're brand new. And so there's a lot of answers here for us. And I know Becky wants to talk about the scripts. So I'm going to go here. Let me go back. Becky, I don't know if you want to share, if you're going to be talking about scripts.
I think it will be easier.
Navigate.
But I
Yes.
did see a question that Colleen asked, do you have a video on creating a QR code? If you're talking about a QR code for your smart link, when you click on generate link, it literally has a QR code there. So you can just copy the QR code there. And if you lost it, just create another QR code or go to your office and click on smart links and find it. But honestly, I just create a new one because I have like hundreds of smart links, so I don't really know where they are. And it might be duplicate, but it doesn't matter. Or if you're talking about a QR code for like the machine link or other links that are not a smart link, you can just Google. I think Canva does it too.
I also just want to emphasize one thing about smart links. I've had this question. If you have a new customer and they tried the drops and now they want to order more drops or they want to order another product, they're already a customer. Smart links are for new enrollments of customers and new enrollments of brand partners. So at that point, we want to convert them to a customer and empower them to be able to log into their partner or customer account. And every customer is going to have an ID number as well as a login password. And so we can help them navigate to create a new password if, for some reason they don't know it. But I just want to make sure that you understand smart links are for new enrollments. And if they are a recurring customer where they're reordering, then let's get them either help them, walk them through how to get into their system or order for them. It's up to you.
Really good clarification. So if you have a customer already, you should have gotten an email from corporate saying you have a new preferred customer, right? And then the ID number should be saved in the email. And some of us don't read emails. So it might be time to go back to your email and search, or you can log into your office and be able to pull up your order report and you'll be able to see all of your customers, or you can go to reports, organization report, and you'll be able to pull literally every single person you've ever sponsored as a customer or brand partner and their information and ID. And worst comes to worst, if you're like, I do not know how to navigate this and I forgot what you said, just message in the chat room and we'll give you instructions again, okay? But literally all the buttons, you just have to click around and see what's there because corporate is still upgrading their reports. So you do have to kind of like click around and like fit around, but like why waste time, right? Like we already know the answers. So if you're ever like, oh, I want to look for all my customers that I've personally sponsored, where do I find that list? Just message the support chat. And it's probably a question a lot of people have. So we'll teach you how to do that. And once corporate finalizes and upgrades all the reporting, we're definitely going to have tools that helps with like back office navigation. But for now, we already gave you the most important thing, which is setting up your direct deposit so you get paid, setting up your smart links so you can get customers and enrollments, right? Set up your subscription so you can stay commission eligible. So literally those 3 things are the most important thing that you need to know in terms of navigating your back office. But again, if you need other things, just let us know and then we'll be able to help you with that. Okay, so what I want to go over is the board, specifically our message scripts, because I think in the very beginning, especially if you're newer and you haven't, even if you've been around because we've upgraded our system, it's newer, right? And it's actually sometimes harder to unlearn things and relearn than for brand new people to just start from scratch. So I get that sometimes there's a confusion. So what I want to take the next 10 minutes to just walk you through the flow of what it looks like from someone that's interested all the way to closing a sale and some follow-up tips that like Dr. Jody mentioned. All of that is actually already in the message scripts, at least like the bones, right? And you can always add your own things. So obviously when you first started, if you've launched, you already know about pin posts, right? We all should have a pin post on the top of our Facebook page. And then we all have social media. Well, social media posts is just marketing tools, right? Before and after pictures, information that on renew, like things that's going to help you continue to market to your audience without sounding salesy, right? Without having to like create content, right? But what I want to go over is the message scripts option, because there's a lot of messages, and sometimes when people see a lot of messages, they're like, oh, I'm not going to read it, right? But I guarantee you, if you're ever on the toilet and have nothing to do, just read through it. It will be so helpful. It will be so helpful when you know where the tools are, okay? So when you click on message script, in here, there's 3 different pipelines. What is a pipeline, right? For someone that, you know, that's newer in the industry, you might be like, what's a pipeline, right? A pipeline is essentially, Tim Sales talks about this. It's basically the process of getting someone from the beginning in terms of interest all the way to the end when they become a customer or a brand partner, or they're not interested yet, right? So it's that entire process from contacting them to inviting them to see something, to showing a presentation, to following up with them, and to launching them as a customer or a brand partner, right? So I'm going to go over mainly 2 of the major pipelines. The renew pipeline is essentially a duplicate of the drops pipeline. It's just a different entry, right? Someone interested in the drops versus someone interested in renew. So most of us are leading with the drops. And I think that's a really, really smart idea personally, because it's just more visual, right? Renew is an amazing product, but the drops are more visual, right? And I mean, both are huge market, HGH and weight loss, huge market, but because the weight loss is more visual, right? Like the photos that we see, it captures people's attention. So when you initially go into the drop line, you will see, okay, so the title here will kind of give you like a quick idea of what this message is all about, so you can click into the right thing, okay? So this is new invite for drops prospect. What does that mean? Someone that is, you know, don't know anything about the product, probably you don't know if they've even heard or have seen your post, and so you invite them. You take the initiation of outreaching, right? In our 7-day launch, we talk about sending 5 invitations every single day as your daily methods of operations, because in business, it's about both attraction and action. So you have to, so when you're so good and become an influencer and build your brand, and you might have a ton of people asking you, but in the beginning, when you're building up your influence, people need to know you're selling something, right? If you want your friends and family and prospects to buy from you, they have to know you have something to offer. So in the beginning, you might need to take that initiation, right? But we have a script here that teaches you how do you approach them without sounding like, without feeling awkward, right? Or giving them pressure, right? And then this is a post that's when they liked your post but didn't comment. Sometimes people didn't explicitly say, right? Yes, 5 invitation. That's just kind of like the minimum. You can always do more, right? What we recommend. But when you go through the 7-day launch, one of the, I believe it's like day 6 or something, it introduces you to send out 5 invitations, and it shows you where to find the script in the boards as well. So if you need to review that. But you're welcome to do more, right? Don't let your minimum become your maximum, right? So this is a script where they liked your post but didn't comment on it. Then what happens, right? And so you just, a simple question asking them, hey, thanks for liking my post. Were you just supporting or interested in more information? Because what that does is it opens up doors and opens up conversation, right? And here, I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but I do want to point you and just have you understand the logic and the flow of things. Is if they say yes, your invite. Okay, what A and B means is this is step 1 when you're sending information, but you might go with A or you might go with B, because option B is when someone asks you, when they're like, hey, Colleen, I saw your post about blah, blah, blah. Tell me more about these skinny drops. Then you would send this one, right? A is you initiated a conversation. you actually ask them, hey, are you interested in blah, 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 right? Like you send out this invitation and asking them if they're open for more information. If they say yes, then so sometimes people are confused about like 1A and 1B. If you read the script, it will make sense. But the way we organized it is to kind of like think of it as like you start here and here's your path, right? You can choose option A or option B, right? And then you move on to step 2. Does that make sense? Like I want to make it really clear because I want to make it easy for you guys, right? Like because I know when you're newer in the business, it's like, it's a lot. But again, like the more you're immersed in it, the more you're coming to fast start and you're constantly drilling into the basics, the more you actually do it and you're messaging people, the easier it gets, right? And then we literally have everything step by step, right? What do you say after they watch the video, right? You're going to ask a question, right? Because some people are like, I watched a video, and you're like, I don't know what to do next. Next is like, you ask a question. So that's in here. And then we also give them the option, because in our video, it talks about the business as well. We actually ask them in the video if they're just more drawn into the skinny drop results or income earning potential. And then now you have the option of if they're just a customer or if they say they're also interested in making more money, okay? If they say they're interested in also in both skinny drops and making money, here it has an instruction that tells you continue to message 3 in the make money pipeline folder, okay? So there's, because remember we have a separate pipeline folder on making money, right? So the rest of the script is only relevant for people that are interested in the product, right? And we even teach you how to upsell, renew, and drops here. Like if they say, we tell them, we ask them like, we also have this other product, would you be interested in that? And if they say, it doesn't really matter what they say. If they're only interested in the drops, you send the drops link. If they're interested in the dual, you send the dual link, right? The renew and the drops link. Or if you're doing bulk retail, like you're ordering a 10-pack and you're reselling it, there's a message for that as well. Okay, so that's why it's 4A and 4B. You don't send both, right? It just depends on which route you're going into. And this part is really important too, is what happens if they can't afford it, right? Because now they see the price and they're like, oh my, that's too expensive, I can't afford it. So there's 2 types, right? There's one types of people that are, they just don't see the value. And there's the second type of people that they see the value, but they just really can't afford it. Like they don't have the money for it, right? But they really want it, right? So the ones that don't see the value, what you have to do is to continue to show the value, right? And how do you show the value? More testimonials, more stories, more following up on the friendship and posting. So then they constantly see your marketing. And then they're in the machine, they're constantly being dripped on the emails. You invite them to wellness calls. So they're constantly hearing stories. That's how people see value, because they're constantly hearing about the success, right? Now, there's people that also see the value already. They just absolutely can't afford it. There is actually a 4 payment option as well. You can do it either with a smart link or you can do a bulk retail as well. And so that's what happens. And then this part I think a lot of people miss is what happens if they just like don't talk to you about it. So you don't know, right? You don't know what they're doing, right? You don't know if they're interested or not interested and they're not responding to you. There's follow-up messages here. And there's, again, 2 routes, A or B. So A is if they didn't buy, okay, how you follow up here, right? And very simple. Hey, hope you're having an incredible day. Just wanted to see if you needed additional information. People are loving them, having great results. Would love for you to try them. Again, make it your own, right? But that's essentially what Dr. Jody was saying, right? It's like, any questions I can help you with? Are you still interested, right? So that's basically what it is. And this one in particular, we formulated where they're already in our wellness group. Okay, so in one of these messages, we actually introduce them to the Wellness 360 community. So they're already a part of it. But if they're not, and the way you can know is when you go to the Wellness 360 Facebook page or any of our member page, you can actually click on the members. Sorry, my computer's super slow. But when you go to like the members section, you can search your friend's name to see if they're in the group. If they're not in the group, this is a good follow-up message. Okay, so you're not being pushy, but you want them to be dripped on, right? You want them to know about the information. So you would say something like this: hey, I just noticed that you're not yet approved into our Wellness 360 community. I just sent you an invite. There's so much great information and other sharing experience. Let me know if you have any questions, and you can link directly to the Wellness 360. So this is another exposure, right? You're not openly asking them, are you ready to buy? Right? You're just following up by giving more value, right? And this is a really cool folder. A lot of people ask questions. Does it work with my prescription drugs, right? Can I take it when I'm pregnant, right? Is it vegan? Like whatever question they're asking, most of the common questions we have are in this folder. So you can, are the drops gluten-free, right? So these are the things that you can use for, literally the message is there and you can customize it. And the last thing that is really important is when they purchased. Okay, so here it shows you week zero means like when they purchase the drops, what happens? This is the link you send them. This is the same start link that we were showing you guys earlier, where they put in their information and it will guide them into our wellness support page. And it also gives them the Wellness 360 community page, so they can learn how to use the product properly, rather than you getting on the phone with every single one of them and spend 10 minutes teaching them how to use the drops. There's a video for it, right? But you have to send the message so that they know where the tools are. So we have customer onboarding and also brand partner onboarding, right? And you're also checking in with them because you want your customer to have good results, right? And this is a really important part and it doesn't have to be week 2. It could be like 2 days later where they're getting amazing results. And you can say, congratulations on your amazing changes, so exciting. And then you can actually let them know, hey, there's actually a way for your next box to be at my cost to save money, or possibly even for free. This is why it's so important for us to not discount the products. Okay, I know a lot of people are tempted to, give a promo code and all that. And I know we love our friends and family, but it really devalues the product, and it gives you no opportunity for people wanting to become a brand partner later, because they're already getting the product at the cheapest price, right? So if you give a promo code and they subscribe, they get the product at the same price that you get it for as a brand partner. But in the Smart Link video, we teach people to not do a promo code, because number one, you'll make a retail profit. In any business, think about in any business you will ever run or ever bought from, which business does not charge retail? Like literally, the business will not survive if they don't charge retail, because that's how traditional businesses make money, right? So you get it at wholesale, you charge a retail for it, right? Because now you can say, would you want to save money on your next box? And if they say yes, you can teach them how to sign up as a brand partner. This is how you convert a customer into a brand partner as well. Does that make sense? So there's, a flow to things, right? I know I went over that really, really quickly, but it really comes down to just doing it and constantly doing it, so then you're, getting used to it, right? So, and then also once you give them a promo code, they have it for the rest of their life, so that will suck, exactly. They will want it all the time, like Larry said. And then lastly, in the Make Money pipeline, one of the things that I want to cover is we did add some new packs, because we have the renew that came out. So now it's a part of our packs, right? So you will see that as you're creating your Smart Link, these are the packs that will automatically show up. Both these retail packs and the starter packs are all there, that you can easily create a Smart Link for your brand partner. And I already mentioned this with earlier when Tami was showing, is after they join, this is where you want to onboard them. It's this link. Once they put their information, they'll get through that links page that you guys all saw, okay? One of the things that we mentioned earlier, but people might have missed, is let's say if they are ready to get started as a brand partner, okay, this is what you can send to them. You can create a link, but you have to have them choose the product first, right? Because you don't really know what they want yet. We created this new info page where when you open it, it literally gives a description of each product, including the fact sheet. So you don't have to be telling them what Noni does, what Renew does, what's Burn, like what's Elite, what's all these things. Okay, so it's all in there. So it helps people make decisions, because when you send this page, for example, they'll be like, oh, okay, I want this, I want this. Larry, it's in one of the messages. So I think it's this one. Yeah, so 4. So basically when they say, yes, I want to make money. Okay. They say they want to make money. Then you would say, okay, great. You're going to love it. You know, blah, blah. If you get anything, what would that look like? Let's say I want to retire my husband, or I want to quit my job. I want to go on vacation, whatever they say. So no matter what they say, so from 3, you go to 4, no matter what they say, okay, that's absolutely doable. You know, I want to take good care of you, blah, blah, blah. I'll create a link for you. Here's quick information on the products. And here are some options to start. So you just literally send the script with this info link and then send the starter packs. So whichever you think they might be interested in. Some people want to do bulk retail, you will send them this pack. Some people just want products for their personal usage, you will send this image. And there's a couple options here. And then you would ask them, like, you can tell them most people start with the bigger pack. We found that most people are able to move their income forward quicker, but it's up to you. Which one are you thinking? So
Thank you, Becky.
no problem. So once they pick the product, then you can create a smart link for them with that specific product in there. So then they can actually place their order. And then you would ask them, okay, let me know your brand partner ID once you enroll. But again, it's just, you know, just follow the numbers. But don't do both A and B, because like just read it before you send it to make sure that it makes sense. And again, we also have follow-ups, right? If they didn't buy, what do you say? And if you followed up multiple times, how do you like close the message? You know, you can do that as well. So hopefully that was helpful. I know it's a lot of messages, but as you're doing it, if you do, it's the same flow. That's why, you know, people can be recruiting all day, because they're just like, it's the same thing over and over again. Like it's the same, it's just the same process, right? So just in the beginning, it's going to take some getting used to, but that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope it was helpful. I know we just like vomited on you with a ton of information, but this is why it's so important to come to Fast Start, because I'm pretty sure some of us learned things that we didn't know before, right? Now you can think, who needs to know about this? Who needs to hear this, right? Which one of my partner needs to learn about this? And then you can bring them to the next Fast Start, right? Anything else, Tami, from you?
No, I loved the message scripts, make money pipeline, and the number 4. I loved how it has the info sheets in there. I learned that. I didn't know that.
Yep, we added that late because it's a new page that we created. So because we just renew packs. So see, this is why I think Joanne said this. She said she's always looking at the boards, even though she already knows what to say, because there's like new things, right? Like that comes up. Like Renew was new, so we didn't have a script for Renew. So constantly go back to, because the more you know the tools, the more you can help your people, right? So, well, anyway, I know we're over time. Thank you guys so much for being here. This training is in the Warrior Movement YouTube channel for replay if you need to share it with anybody. But we have a couple really awesome prospecting calls tomorrow and Thursday, so make sure you bring those people. They're all pinned in the featured section in the Wellness 360 Facebook group. But love you guys. Good job, team. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you, Tami.
Thank you. Excellent. Very good, ladies. Thank you.
Job, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.